That boyfriend is significant because he is the last person to hear from Mollie before she disappeared. New this morning, we are also learning of a possible Mollie sighting late last week in Missouri, giving the family hope that she's still alive.
She's sweet, kind, extremely lovable. It's really hard not to like her.
20-year-old Dalton Jack describing Mollie Tibbetts, his girlfriend of 3 years, who vanished without a trace more than 2 weeks ago.
Initially, it was shock, and then, it gets harder day by day because she's still not here, and, you miss her more than anything in the world.
Overnight, hundreds gathered at a vigil for the missing University of Iowa student, last seen on her nightly jog in the small town of Brooklyn. Mollie's family believes she returned to the house Jack shares with his brother and used the computer, but investigators remain tight-lipped on the timeline of her disappearance. Do you believe she disappeared on the run or after she returned home?
Well, I mean, that's one of those details that I'm not going to discuss today.
Overnight, NBC News confirming police responded to a possible sighting of Mollie at this truck stop in western Missouri late last week. It remains unclear if it resulted in any leads. As the tireless search for Mollie intensifies, investigators hope data from her Fitbit may provide clues to her whereabouts.
We are looking at all technology as it relates to Mollie, and we are looking to generate leads based on that technology.
Investigators do not consider Mollie's boyfriend Jack a suspect. He was working a construction job 100 miles away in Dubuque. Jack says he hasn't heard from Mollie since that night when she sent him a Snapchat message.
I opened it at about 10:30, and then I promptly fell asleep.
Jack now holding out hope for her safe return.
The only thing that comes into your head whenever you're, not an investigator, you don't have all the facts, is that something bad happened, and I personally don't want to believe that, even if that might be the reality. I don't want to think about that.
And Blake, there is another news conference scheduled. Anything you're expecting to hear from officials?
Well, I'm told we can expect to hear from Mollie's mother today at that news conference later this morning. She'll issue a brief statement. And a source with Crime Stoppers of Central Iowa says the big news to come out of that press conference later today will be a massive jump in the reward. They're still tallying up the final number, but they say the new reward will be at least $148,000, a staggering number, up from just $2,000 a few days ago. Guys?
All right, Blake, we hope that money helps. Thanks.
Yes, absolutely.